Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Lincoln, and today I'll be presenting Module 5, Current Issues in Education. Me personally chose to do current issues in education and standardized testing. So without further ado, let's begin. We'll go ahead and start off with defining standardized testing, or letting you know what that is if you are unfamiliar with it. Standardized testing is usually like a pre-test filled with different overall aspects of education, such as math, science, history, literature, writing. Usually these tests are pre-made up. They come with the information that students should know. That's quotation mark, should know, because these tests, in my opinion, they really don't do any justice because it's just one test. So you take this test and you receive a score, and this lets those who want to see the results, they show what the student may or may not know, or what weak points they did lack in. All right. What are standardized tests used for? Or yeah, what are they used for? Typically, like I said, we see these tests given to students who want to get into specific colleges, or I mean, you see them used for plenty colleges. Usually, they always want your like your SAT scores, just to see where the student is before they get to the college. So this tests their abilities in, like I said, math, science, English, and where they are, their strong suits and their weak points. And sometimes you see these scores. You have to score a specific score to get into some of these universities or colleges. And like I said, that's really what they're used for. It kind of filters out those who they feel are eligible and can keep up with the material that they're teaching at their school, I would assume. All right. Diversity and standardized testing. All right. So, standardized testings vary. It depends on the environment. I would say this is important because depending on the environment, some students may have access to certain technology that may improve their learning ability. So, for instance, you may see a low-income school that don't have that much technology to teach some students, and this may impact their learning ability or may decrease on what they have learned. So, if you compare it to maybe an environment where the students are equipped with all the high-end technology, it may be more fun for them, and they may be able to retain the information better. So in some cases, you may see no diversity in some of these schoolings, where the schools that were in the high-end environments or communities, they consist of only like one race, one ethnicity, because they are better educated, if I say so. Issues with standardized testing. This goes back to the last slide, or a few slides ago. Issues with it is it's one test. So it's not like, if it was multiple tests, it probably would be a better overall exam, because you get to see it more often. They get exposed to the material, and obviously they probably would come up with better results. But since this is a one test, you never know, because some students could be taking this test and they might not feel well one day, and they have this one chance to take it. So I mean, you can take the test again, but in general, it's just, like I said, it's just one test. All right, benefits of a standardized test. One benefit I can see from a standardized test is a student who receives a really high grade on it. It would be a great confidence booster, since this test is used for some entries into these colleges. Also, on the other hand of that, though, students who do not receive a high enough grade and receive a low grade, it could bring them down just a bit. It could make them feel like they're not good enough, which is not the case. We do not want these students to feel that way. But the benefit of that is it gives them an idea of what they need to focus in on, what categories that they need to dial into. So that's the benefits of that. All right, so improving standardized tests. One thing would be Instead of it being a one-step test at the end, they can maybe break it down into a 3-part. So this would be a beginning, middle, and end. The benefits of this would be it'll be a more frequent test. So the students will be able to remember more because they are able to take the test more often. So instead of them having to go back 6, 7, 8 months to something they learned back then, they can focus in on something they learned maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. This will result in better test scores.